right, come on.
Gotta get out of this box. A little claustrophobic. Here we go. Hello. Hit. Classic cartwheel and flawless entry. Oh, what's up, old me? Looks like we've changed quite a bit. What does this say? Our smallest desktop ever. What? That's just not how I would describe myself.
Hi there, welcome to Tech Tony. Today we're going to be talking about the new M4 Mac Mini from Apple. Received mine on pre-order day. Been using it now for a couple of weeks and it's been amazing so far. As you can see, I have a few of the older models. The more recent one that's been used on a daily basis since its release in 2018 is the Intel Mac Mini. This is the i3 quad-core, 32 gigabytes of RAM, and that's been used solely as a media center since I bought it. Got on the back power, Ethernet, 4 Thunderbolt ports, HDMI, USB-A ×2 and 3.5mm headphone jack, and that has been a workhorse. It's been turned on constantly pretty much for the entirety of the time I've owned it for. Love these devices, love the size, runs pretty much silent the entire time, plugged into the TV in the living room, and that's where it's been for 6 years or so. And then this is a 2012 Mac Mini. I have a few of these that you can pick them up really cheap on eBay at the moment. I think I got this one for £30, and then sticking a new NVMe drive in, update it with open core legacy patcher, and you can run pretty modern software on there. I think these are all running Monterey or Sonoma. On the back, Ethernet, Firewire, HDMI, old school Thunderbolt ports, 4 USB-A, micro SD card slot, which we are missing on the new M4 Mac Mini, and then we have headphone jack and what looks like some other audio interface. But yeah, absolutely love these old machines. They've been absolutely brilliant. You can use them for all sorts, data storage, like I say, media center, whether you just want to watch Netflix on them, download movies. And the older ones, some of the models you can have 2 different hard drives inside, so you can really max out the storage on those. So yeah, they've been absolutely brilliant. But with the release of this new Mac Mini, I thought, you know what, with the upgrade in RAM, the base RAM going up to 16 from 8, I thought, do you know what, why not? And as you've probably already seen a million videos on these, I'll just quickly run through. So 2 USB-C ports, headphone 3.5mm jack on the front, and then the rear we have the power, gigabit Ethernet, HDMI, and 3 Thunderbolt 4 ports on the rear. But in comparison, I mean, size wise, it is tiny in comparison. It's currently sat on my desk, plugged into a portable monitor, 16-inch portable. It's working really well so far, no problems. I don't know why I'm moving around. In the box, that's pretty much all you get. That and the power cable. So pointless opening that up. So we'll just go into what I'm going to be using with the Mac Mini, what I've bought to go with it. So we'll start with dock, with it lacking those USB-A ports, which I personally use all the time, and SD card. I bought just a simple USB-C dock from Soundstrom, which is available at Curry's, and it was $29.99, 7-in-1 USB-C dock. It's got a 5 gigabit USB-C, 2 USB-A, another USB-C. The 5 gigabit is power delivery as well, SD card slot, and a micro SD card slot. So that's been brilliant so far. And then we also went for external SSD enclosure. So this supports from 2230 to 2280 drives, and that is a Ugreen. So 10 gigabit per second speeds on that, and that's got a 1 terabyte Crucial P3 SSD in there. So obviously the base only comes with 256 gigs of storage. So that's that. We'll move on to things that I need that dock for, the USB-A. So like probably a lot of you, or people that need that USB-A, you have things like mini disc player. So I have a few of these. I grew up around the time of mini discs, but I didn't have enough money back then to buy one. They were incredibly expensive. So it's become quite a new hobby. But I have a few of these kicking around, and these require USB-A to be plugged into the computer. There's a brilliant program called WebMD that you can use to transfer all of your music onto a mini disc using the computer, which I think up until that was done was incredibly difficult. iPod, again, every connector that I have for those is USB-A. So unless they make a USB-C cable, which I'm not sure, I've not even looked. But another device that I need USB-A for, which the dock is perfect. And then last but least, I think a lot of people still do this, but burning music. I have a lot of CDs, a lot of old DVDs, and not even particularly to digitize them, although I can use that to rip the music onto the iPod. For those days when the internet might go down, you might have a power cut, and you can just watch an old movie on the laptop. So they're perfect for that. But yeah, that's the kind of the intro to the Mini. It will be used alongside my desktop PC as a little bit of a hub. The PC, I've actually done some performance tests with. I currently own an M1 Pro MacBook Pro and an M3 Pro MacBook Pro. So I've done a few just your classic benchmarks, Cinebench, Geekbench, speedometer, etc. I've got a few of those results here that I'll read out in a minute. And then its main rival is the PC, but obviously gaming is still not huge on the Macs. There's a few games being ported over. We've heard about Cyberpunk 2077 coming to Mac next year. but it's an old game. I don't particularly want to play a game that's 3 or 4 years old on a new system. So for games like Warzone, which I play with a few friends, the PC is definitely still needed. So yeah, we'll take a look at these graphs, we'll talk through those, and then I'll just show you a few pictures of the setup. So we'll go through the scores. So the M1 Pro single core was 2,403, M3 Pro 3,213, M4, and then PC. So as we can see, the single core on the M4 is a little bit higher than the other two, quite a bit higher than the M1 Pro. Multi-core, same again, it goes up, M1 to M3 to M4, the PC at the end there, lacking behind with a 6-core Ryzen processor. Then we go on to the GPU compute, which I use the OpenCL benchmark for. So for the M1, goes up with the M3, which obviously mine has 14 GPU cores, and then goes down for the M4, which only has 10 GPU cores. And then the PC, the graphics card inside the PC is a RTX A2000 6GB card, which obviously in the OpenCL, you know, scores higher than the Macs would do. And for Mac Mini, which we all know, brand new at the moment, £599. And then the PC, when I built that a few years ago, the parts were roughly 650. So, you know, price to performance comparison, you can buy, I could have bought the M1 Pro, the M4 and the PC for the same price as the M3 Pro MacBook. So yeah. And then cores, so the M1 10 core, M3 11 cores, M4 10 cores, and then the PC, the Ryzen, is a 6-core processor, Ryzen 5 5600X. So they're just a few, just a little brief outline of kind of performance levels, but obviously it's just a benchmark. I'm not going to be doing anything extremely tasking. The new channel will obviously involve some video editing, which is new to me. I've never done that before, which is why I've kind of got this set up here. I wanted to try and do a one take, get it done, because I've initially tried the multicam setup and I just thought it was going to be too much hard work. So I ditched that plan for the single cam setup, which is just an iPhone 12 recording through QuickTime Player on the M1 Pro, and then audio's being recorded through this HyperX microphone. So I think that's kind of the first video. I just wanted to have a brief introduction to the Mini, first video, and then as you can see, I mean, I've got a few other devices which I'll be looking at doing some comparison videos on. We have the old 2013 trash can. That's a 8-core 64GB of RAM with the two D300 2GB cards, I think they are. So I'll do a little comparison with that to see what, you know, an old £10,000, I didn't pay that for it, but what an old £10,000 machine versus a £599 machine looks like. We have the original Intel M3 12-inch Retina. Bought that brand new in 2018. served me very well. And then we have a few old MacBook Airs that I buy water damaged or broken ones from eBay. I think that one behind me cost £35. Works brilliantly, 4 GB, dual core, might even be single core, I can't remember. But yeah, just wanted to introduce myself, introduce the Mac Mini to the channel, and then obviously a few more comparison videos coming up with the other devices, and then just see where the channel evolves from there, really. I've always enjoyed tech. I've always enjoyed fixing, cleaning, collecting old items. I've got a lot of interesting computers. The main focus for me has always been ThinkPads, funnily enough. I own a lot of ThinkPads. I've saved them all from the first one I bought almost 20 years ago to now, the more modern ones. But I just love the aesthetic. I love the look of them, which I think a lot of the ThinkPad fans are in the same boat there. So yeah, that's the first video. I appreciate anyone watching. Thanks for the support from a lot of friends at the moment. People subscribing to the channel, liking the videos, asking me how everything's been going. So I appreciate that. So fingers crossed I get more than 5 views, but if not, on to the next one. But yeah, so that was the M4 Mac Mini. Obviously there'll be more videos in the future, so thank you. Like the video, subscribe if you can, and thanks for your time. Peace.